Great game in Columbia. Missouri this weekend, and I guess College Game Day didn't want to be biased and go down to Columbia this weekend, but they definitely could have. I think at this point, we know you guys favor the SEC. You guys will try to show love to the Big Ten as well, but it is what it is. You show love to some of the Big Ten, not all of the Big Ten, because you could have went to Champaign this weekend if you wanted to. So let's talk about this game. We got number 8 team in the country, Alabama, facing the number 14 team in the country, Missouri. Both these teams are red hot. Red hot. I love to use this parallel, this analogy. You guys heard me say it before. Guess what? You're going to hear me say it again. Your thoughts on Alabama, 7 p.m., August 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What were your thoughts then? What are your thoughts now? That's the beauty of college football. So let's take a look at some of the metrics. Missouri is 5-0, averaging 45.2 points per game, while allowing just 14.6. I think that's the thing a lot of people miss with this Missouri team. Top 10 offense, top 20 defense. Impressive. And I know what a lot of you guys going to go to. You're going to go, well, who have they played? Strength of schedule. I think was it DeBoer award their toughest game? That was an outstanding game. That's one of the best games I've seen all year. When I talk about two offenses just clicking, didn't see a lot of punts. Outstanding game. So, Alabama 4-1. They're averaging 36.4 points per game, giving up an even 16. And where I get my strength of schedule stuff from, I get it from Sports Reference because it's what you played. It's not, oh, well, you played this team and it's based off of last year's record. No, it's the schedule that you played. Who have you played this year? What is your strength of schedule up to now? So they're 5th in strength of schedule right now. 3rd toughest schedule in America and the country. So I think this game is going to be one of those games where you don't want to be that person who said, I didn't see this game. I don't think you want to be that person. You don't. So let's talk about schemes. My favorite thing to talk about. So let's talk about Ryan Grubb. He's the offensive coordinator, man behind the curtain. We did see him spend a year in the NFL at Seattle with the Seahawks. Before that, he and Kalen DeBoer were at UW, where that system was beautiful to watch in 2023 with them and Michael Penix. That team was amazing. It really was. So he runs a pro-style spread offense. It's really clean version of football. It really sits well with what Alabama likes to do. Outstanding space and tempo, precision. A lot of 11 personnel. You guys know that. He running the spread. It's a lot of 11 personnel. But it also is an offense that places a lot of onus and responsibility on the quarterback and Ty Simpson. So it's not geared. I'm glad he went to Seattle for a year. This is no disrespect to Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe's in the NFL. I think he had an outstanding college career, but I don't think this offense suits what he likes to do. I think what Nick Sheridan was running with Jalen Milroe suits what Jalen Milroe did a little bit better. And even though the systems are similar, like at the end of the day, we could talk about systems all we want. A lot of these systems have similar identities. It is what it is. But RPO heavy, screen heavy, all about oscillating one defender and forcing them to be wrong. This wide receiver core is amazing. But Ty Simpson, he's the guy that's making that happen. 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, just 1 interception this season. And you really got to defend these wide receivers. Because while Ryan Williams had all the hype coming into the season, he came alive a little bit in that Vandy game this past weekend. Jeremy Bernard, I think he's been the guy that you have to watch for this team. I know coming into the season, Ryan Williams had all the hype, what he did last year. A lot of people talking about Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. Jeremy Bernard is the guy at wideout for this team. Make no mistake about it. Jeremy Bernard 100% is the guy to watch. And then Isaiah Horton could give you some plays from the outside as well. Jeremy Bernard has 292 yards, 5 scores on the season. Jam Miller has been a big difference since he came back. Hasn't even played a lot. Hasn't even had a lot of carries. But I know Alabama faithful down there in Tuscaloosa, extremely happy he's back. Alabama's averaging 36 points per game. If they're going to win the SEC, I need to see that up just a little bit. Gets about 38 points a game. It makes a big difference. That's good for 31st nationally. And when they hit their tempo, I'm telling you, they're really good. Kane Wommack is one of those guys. Each and every coach's carousel, we should hear Kane Womack's name because he's been a staple. And I believe that this is a sport that's getting younger. It's a what have you done for me lately sport, but it's also a no country for old men sport, as Nino predicted back in early 2023. No country for old men. This is one of those sports that's getting younger and younger. Kane Wommack is under 40, one of the brightest defensive minds in the country, and he runs that 4-2-5 swarm defense, and it is beautiful to watch. They attack, react, and attacked. That's what they do 100%. They're forcing turnovers. They're only allowing 16 points per game. And you got to look at Deontay Lawson, Jahad Jefferson, Elijah Hill. These guys are making plays week in and week out, and they're swarming. They're swarming 100%. This defense is that defense that can do two things. Good enough to play pass because you got 5 defensive backs, but also that nickelback is one of those really good guys that can cover, can also come in and help and run support. They're not afraid to bring that 8th man into the box for one of those safeties. I'm telling you, the 4-2-5 is the quintessential defense in college football because of the offenses that you face. So we talked a lot about Alabama side of the ball. Talk to you about the offense that Ryan Grubb runs, the defense that Kane Wommack runs. Let's talk about Eli Drinkwitz. And I believe Eli Drinkwitz is one of the most underrated coaches in college football. I believe he's underrated because he's quirky. I think he's really quirky, so I think a lot of people just like, look at this guy. This guy was probably this in high school or that in high school. Does a little bit weird things as it pertains to recruiting, but he's done a good job. He's done an outstanding job since he's been there. He really has. They're 5-0. They're balanced. They're efficient. They're ruthless. Team is averaging 45 points per game, 7th in the nation. Lounges 14 points a game. They're 16th in the nation. What that mean? They top 16 offensively and defensively. Phenomenal. That is purely phenomenal. 226 points to 73 points through 5 weeks. Outstanding. Their offense coordinator is Kirby Moore. What do we know about Kirby Moore? He runs a wide zone play action offense that punishes undisciplined defenses. It's patient, it's methodical, and it's lethal. And the thing I like about this team is balance. Is there a team in the country with better balance than Missouri? Because when you come into this game, what's the one thing you're saying as a defensive coordinator? What has Kane Wommack been preaching to his players probably the entire week? We got to stop Ahmad Hardy. He's been doing whatever he wants to do this entire year. He's been running like a man possessed. We got to stop Ahmad Hardy. And you'll sit there and you'll forget how good Brady Pribula is. Brady Pribula has played outstanding. Who saw this coming? After the guy Brady Cook graduated last year from Missouri. Who saw this coming with Brady Pribula? He's been playing outstanding. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Does have 3 interceptions on the season, but he's making it happen. And Ahmad Hardy, deservingly so, gets so much for the credit what this offense has been able to do, but they're balanced. They play with supreme balance, and I think it's impressive, man. 730 yards, 9 scores on the season. He's averaging about $150 a game. Kevin Coleman Jr. is like that. Almost 40 catches on the season, 386 yards. Not a high average per catch. It's just not what he's designed to do in the system. He gets the ball early, he makes plays. That's what he's designed to do. But I love the balance that offense coordinator Kirby Moore has created with this Missouri team. They've looked outstanding offensively. The games that I've watched them, I get more and more impressed with Missouri. But can they do this? That'll be the key. Can they do this against Kane Wommack defense? Can they do it against them? So let's talk about Corey Batoon's defense a little bit. And very disciplined defense, but everybody wants their defense to be disciplined. 4-2-5. That's where everybody runs, right? They don't blitz a lot. They play assignment football. Darius Wilson has 3.5 sacks on the season. Jaden Schroeder leads with 28 tackles. He's cleaning up every gap. I like what I've seen out of this team. It's complete balanced football. It's balanced offensively with the run and the pass. It's balanced defensively because their defense is matching their offense intensity. Offense want to put points on the board. Defense want to get stops. And I think the Border Wars is the only game that we see their defense didn't play well. But Jalen Daniels was playing out of his mind. Truly playing out of his mind for Kansas that day. So now, what do we have? Let's play scheme on scheme chess. We have Grubb's pro spread, right? Versus Batoon's 4-2-5. And then we have Kirby Moore's wide zone style RPO offense versus Kane Wommack defense. This is going to be an outstanding chess match. And I can't wait to see a lot of the checks at the line. That's the stuff I'll be looking for when I'm watching this game. So to see what Kane Wommack shows defensively, what Missouri gets into, checks into, and then what Deontay Lawson and company checks to defensively. This is going to be a chess match. This is a scheme. If you love schemes, this is a scheme dream type of game. It really is. I think this is an outstanding scheme. So we look at both of these two teams. They're both playing outstanding. Both have incredible balance. I think these teams kind of mirror each other in some ways. I just believe that Ty Simpson is playing better than Brady Pribula is, but Hardy is one of the best running backs in the country, if not the best running back in the country. So in Columbia, that fan base is going to show up. They're going to show out. They're going to be screaming to the top of their lungs. I have this being an upset week. Because if I'm predicting this year college football is one of the closest, if not the closest I've seen to 2007, we have more upsets on the way. So, yes, give me Missouri in this game. This is going to be one of those games. They're going to storm the field. That goalpost, ain't no telling where the goalpost at. I wish they would start putting the little tractors on the goalpost and figure out where they're at. It's going to be an outstanding game. Outstanding. We are not worthy to see a game like this with incredible balance, incredible schemes. They got the Jimmies and the Joes, and they got the X's and the O's. This is one of those games that you should truly appreciate as a fan. That's Bama, Missouri. Give me Missouri. I know Roll Tide fans going to be upset at me, and they're going to be ducking at me if Alabama win this game. But give me Missouri 31-28.